views and opinions expressed in this podcast by the host and or the guest do not necessarily reflect the views of the host and or Paranormal Buzz Radio and or its sponsors. Use of any material produced by Paranormal Buzz Radio without express written consent is prohibited. Paranormal Buzz Radio will not be held responsible for you holding your knees, crying, and rocking in a corner in a puddle of your own urine, or being beheaded by a group of children in a cornfield. In fact, if you come across a group of children in a cornfield, we promise to make fun of you as you run away screaming in terror. Listener discretion is advised.
Ghost stories,
folklore,
psychics and mediums,
shamanism,
paranormal investigations,
haunted locations, and all that other weird shit.
You're listening to the Traveler's Moon Podcast
with the paranomad Chris Nielsen
and Kelly McCarville, Moonspinner.
And here's your hosts, Kelly McCarville and Chris Nielsen, who's not there, I just realized.
Yeah, we're going to have that for a little while. But, it's okay. We will anxiously await his arrival. So happy Wednesday, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to the Travelers. Kelly McCarville, Moonspinner, one of your hosts. And Chris Nielsen is in the process of trying to get home from work so he can join us. We'll figure this out eventually, but work schedule changes. They're just not working with our podcast. I think we should protest, but I don't think it's going to do us any good. So it's what it is, I guess. All right, guys. Tonight, we were supposed to have a guest. And it is the organizer of the upcoming event that we're going to be at this weekend. The Haunted Horror, I'm going to get this right, the Haunted Horror and Paranormal Film Festival. This is going to be held at Cambrie House in Nauvoo, Illinois. So for anybody who hasn't heard about this event yet, we're going to try to fill you in on some of everything that's going on. But unfortunately, we were supposed to have Larry on to just kind of talk about the event and everything that's going to go on over the weekend because it is an action-packed weekend of things that are going to be happening. But he was unable to attend tonight. So you guys are stuck with just us. Really sorry about that. But you know what? It's okay. We're going to do our best to fill you in and try to do the event some justice here and hopefully encourage everybody to come out this weekend because there's so much going on. So much going on. All right. So here's what we're going to do, kids. October 8th, 9th, and 10th. Am I getting my dates right here? Yes. 8th, 9th, and 10th at Cambrie House in Nauvoo, Illinois. It is the Haunted Horror and Paranormal Film Festival. Now, this event was brought to us, actually, Rebecca mentioned to us before it came to life, for sure. But this event has been in the plans for quite a while, actually. And Larry and his partner, Eric, had this idea that it would be an amazing event to put together two genres that, in my opinion, go perfectly hand in hand. But that, you don't see people doing this type of a festival together all the time. And I think it's an amazing location. Or an amazing idea. They wanted to do their horror film festival where they are premiering all sorts of films. There are short films, premiere films. We'll get into some of the things that they're going to be having and showing during the weekend. Because, guys, this isn't just a, hey, come hear about this. You might not have heard about this movie. You're going to get the opportunity to actually view these movies and watch them right there at the Cambrie House. That's the Film Fest part of it. And they wanted to find a place to do this film festival to allow people to come in, give these artists who have been putting together shows an opportunity to, woohoo! Yoo-hoo! I'm no longer alone. Hang on, kids, while I let him into his seat. All right.
Broke so many moving violations.
Oh, it's all good. So like I was saying, they wanted to have a location where they could bring everybody in to see these films that know Larry. Yep. Yeah. Where they could let everybody have the opportunity to see these. And they thought it would be a super fun idea to host this event at a haunted location. And that's how Cambrie came into the picture. So for anybody who hasn't been to Cambrie House and Farm, first off, shame on you. Get out there. It's amazing. But it is this quaint little Icarian built, beautiful little house out in the middle of the country, right along the Mississippi River. And it's the perfect location for this. So they're going to have, I believe from talking, and I'll tell you guys very honestly, I was really, really hoping that Larry was going to be able to join us tonight because we don't know all of the details yet. We're not the ones in charge of this one for once. And so we know parts of stuff that are going on, but I don't know all of the details. So I will put a caveat on this entire conversation of don't hold us to anything we tell you guys.
There will be free hookers and booze for everybody.
I think that's a no. Pretty sure that
But you already said you don't know all the details.
I'm pretty sure that one got vetoed.
I didn't even realize it was on the table.
Okay, well, you know. So the parts of it that we do know for sure. Part of the reason that they wanted to host this at a haunted location is they wanted to tie in this horror film festival with a paranormal investigation. That's partly why they wanted to do it at this haunted location.
And honestly, the fact that it doesn't happen more is almost a little strange to me.
Well, and that's what I was saying at the beginning of this. Is like it's two things that absolutely go hand in hand, but you don't see people.
It's like chocolate and peanut butter.
Yeah, but you don't see people doing it as often as you think they would. So, however they decided, I'm not real sure, but we were absolutely honored for them to reach out to us and ask Chris and I, Traveler's Moon, to be the lead investigation team that's going to be running that investigation Saturday night. Now, the fun part of this is there are other paranormal investigators who will be involved throughout the weekend, and some of them are going to be they'll be participating through Zoom.
And you're looking at groups from like Pennsylvania, from the UK, like
from all over the place.
Yeah, it sounds like they got a pretty good gamut of participants.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're going to get an opportunity to at least virtually work with some groups that we wouldn't have had an opportunity to work with before. And you know, like I said, we don't necessarily know all of the details, but I have to put some stock in these guys. These guys are from California. They produce, from what I can see, quite a few films on their own. I mean, one of the guys worked at Universal forever. He might still, I'm not sure.
It's in his Facebook bio.
Yeah, so I mean, these are guys that they know what they're doing, and so they've got this whole thing put together, and we were just really, really excited to be asked to be the team lead in that investigation. So we're excited. It's going to be
a lot of fun.
It's going to be fun. We got some fun things planned. I don't want to go into all the details because then it would give everything away and you guys would have no reason to come.
You need to come for the hookers and beer.
Oh. I wonder if they cleared the spiders out of the barn.
Oh, yeah. So the last time we were at Cambrie House, there was this obscene arachnid population that I had never seen before.
It really wasn't. So there was.
It was obscene.
It was more than one.
It was more than one. It was obscene.
It wasn't It wasn't the number of them that got me. It was the freaking size of them. Those things were huge.
They were enormous,
like the size of my palm.
And weirdly enough, hanging right around where your face is.
Oh yeah, yeah. And like there was one that was on the wall, and I went to back away from it, and somebody stopped me just in time because there's one that was like coming down on its little string from the middle of the. Yeah, talk about terrifying. But it's okay, you know. I mean, it's a farm. It's bound to be.
Oh yeah.
Spiders and bats outside. I mean, that's like saying don't let there be bugs outside. Damn you, anyways.
So, as a guy who's worked in campgrounds for a decent percentage of his adult life, people will bitch about that. It's the craziest thing.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of why I've seen bad reviews on places where it's like, we went to this cabin and there were bugs. No shit.
Because it's a flippin' cabin.
We were sitting outside at the fire and there were bugs. Well, no, really? You don't say. So, anyways. So yeah, let's talk a little bit about what's going to be going on here Do you have that tentative schedule that we can pull up and kind
I
of...
do not.
Oh my gosh. Okay, you cover the dead silence. I'll pull it up.
All right. So, I don't know what she didn't talk about, I guess is the problem.
Probably all sorts of things.
So there's going to be a horror movie film fest at Cambrie House and Farms.
I talked about that, yep. Got that far.
There's going to be movies. There's going to be a ghost hunt or paranormal investigation, depending on how you, what phrasing you like to go with. And I'm just going to try to pull this off of memory.
He's
So
really
I think Friday around noon
You're
is kind of when the
such a
opening ceremony is.
smart-ass. You are such a smart ass. I got my phone pulled up. God. You're horrible. You can read that off. I
I'll
wanted to
read
look.
it. I
wanted to look for the movies that they're going to be.
Yeah. So tentative schedule. This is totally like I said, tentative. This is a schedule we got back in like August, so we just haven't heard anything since. So Friday around noon is kind of when everything's going to start. They're going to do like a feature film around 3 p.m., around 4:30. Our homegirl Cynthia and Raven Rose will be doing a little presentation. 5 to 6, there's going to be a meet and greet. 6:30, there's a flasher. So there might be hookers with an intro from the Johnson Brothers. And then at 8 p.m., Q&A with the Johnson Brothers. That's Friday. Saturday, we're looking at an Addams Family movie, which sounds pretty cool. At 11 a.m., there will be a short block around 2. I don't know what that means. And Dylan, tell me at 3. That night, though, that Saturday night is when you're able to get into the paranormal investigation. We can give you kind of some, I guess, better details with all of that jazz, since we're kind of spearheading the whole process. So over the course of the day, they're also going to be doing paranormal stuff. There's a group called Black Beak at noon. Hey, look, it's Traveler's Moon at 1 o'clock.
What? Who are those people?
And basically, they're going to be just kind of running paranormal people every hour, every other hour until 7 p.m. when the actual ghost hunt starts. And then we'll all wake up Sunday morning around 11 a.m. There's going to be a feature film. 2 p.m. There's going to be another feature film. And then the closing ceremonies look like they're going to be chilling around 3:30. So it is a weekend full of stuff. And there's going to be just, good times to be had.
So one of the super cool things about this, I mean, to bring this kind of back into home again, the film festival part of it was open for people to submit their films. And they could submit those short films or they could submit their feature films, all sorts of different things. And one of the people that I'm sure everybody will be familiar with is Josh Hurd.
Oh.
Josh Hurd.
Oh.
You know that guy, Josh Hurd.
That guy from that thing?
That guy from that thing. So, yeah. For anybody who doesn't know or isn't from the Midwest, Josh Hurd is one of the co-owners, managers of Malvern Manor, which is one of the most haunted locations here in Iowa. And he is also just a phenomenal filmmaker. And he's done a lot of different things throughout his time. But just recently he released a movie called 1903.
And actually, this is a perfect segue. So Darren in chat wants to know how was 1903. We're going to find out this weekend.
Yeah, we don't know. We haven't seen it yet either. I think it's only been shown once to my knowledge so far. Yeah. And that was a special preview thing. So this will be the first opportunity for a lot of people to get to see it. But it isn't just that it's going to be one of the showing. It was nominated for one of the best feature films.
Yes.
So how cool is that, And that's just one more reason to come on out and, help put your support behind the different people who have been nominated for all of this. I'm trying to see if it lists. I saw a list somewhere, guys. And I'll be very honest. I'm scrolling through. Okay, so the nominees for the best feature film. There must be 2 lists because this one says Last Radio Call, Tennessee Gothic, The Devil Came Home, and Kill Giggles.
And yeah, I think when it says feature film, it's like an actual feature film where there's like a script and acting and stuff involved.
Okay.
Whereas 1903 has, I think, leans more documentary work.
Yeah, I think so too. So the nominees for the best short film are Paralyzed, The Witch Hunters Are Coming, Effigy, and Intruder. You know what? You are on your own this weekend. I'm just going to go and watch shows all weekend.
But I also want to see the movies.
That really sucks for you, because yeah. But they're even like, they've got so many different categories of nominees and things that they're going to be awarding during this film festival. They've got a best final girl guy, Bill Reich, I think is how you'd say that, from Sleep, Walk, Kill, Samantha Russell from Sleep, Walk, Kill, Alyssa Corella from Reset, Sarah Webb, The Witch's Bargain. I mean, there's just so many neat. The best kill. There's a best kill category, which just cracks me up. I'm trying to see. Oops, was that where? Nope, that's 1403. I want to see the actual category, because the other thing, there was another name that was on here that was familiar to us. And yeah, there's one of the categories that it's nominated for. So there is a category that's nominees for editing of feature films. And in that set, one of the movies, or one of the nominees is Michael Dotson, who edited a movie called A Haunting in Hinsdale. Where have we heard of Hinsdale before?
I don't know. Where?
I don't know. Is this one's a good time to announce other things that we haven't officially announced yet?
And sure.
It's locked in.
It's locked in?
It's locked in.
Do we give them this tasty scoop, or do we make them wait till the end of the episode for the tasty scoop?
Maybe we make them hang in there to the end.
And it's going to be a long episode.
Like 4 hours?
Mm-hmm.
You can go 4 hours?
5.
Little Giggles, the dentist. All right, sorry. I'm getting distracted by reading comments.
Giggles the dentist. Why is that?
I have no idea what that is.
Okay, never mind. I was thinking, so WWE, like Kane, one of his earlier characters was basically a fucked up dentist, but it was Dr. Isaac Yankem. That is your useless wrestling trivia for the night.
Okay.
And this was like back in like the 80s, 90s, when it was just the cheesiest and most fun.
And there's so many different categories, or different movies. I mean, here's one that's called Ghost Note. Yeah, just so much fun. So all of this information, guys, if you want to know what's going to be out there for movies and what everything has been nominated for their different categories, out on Facebook, you can go to Haunted Horror and Paranormal Film Festival, and it's going to have all of that information right in there for you. I'm trying to find the category that Josh is. Okay, there we go. There's the Haunted Horror Film and Paranormal Investigation official selections of feature and short films for the first annual Haunted Horror Film and Paranormal Investigation. So, nominations for feature films: A Haunting in Hinsdale, Sleep, Walk, Kill, Kill Giggles, Last Radio Call, Tennessee Gothic, The Devil Came Home, Reset, and 1903 by Mr. Joshua Hurd. I'm excited for him. I'm excited for him. I'm so glad. When they were setting up this event, they reached out to Chris and I and said, well, not only talking to us about being the paranormal team, but they're like, hey, if you know filmmakers in the area, we'd love to have some local work. So, yeah, of course, there were several that came to mind. Josh was one of them. I'm like, hey, you need to submit something for this. And just worked well that 1903 was coming out right very closely to when all this was happening. So it worked well. Yeah.
Serendipity.
Serendipitous. So yeah, we kind of went over the schedule as we know it, at least. The short films will be running all day. The feature films will be running during the day. There's going to, like Chris said, there's panels that you guys can come be a part of. You'll get an opportunity to talk to a lot of the the people involved in creating all of these films. Obviously, we'll have the paranormal aspect. We'll be there. Rebecca, of course, will be there talking about the Cambrie house, so you can ask all sorts of questions about the location. I want to say she might be doing like day tours. I don't know how she can do that though if they're doing films in there. I'm not sure.
Things are happening.
Don't hold me to that. But definitely. And I love this quote that they keep putting on things: "Come for the horror films, stay for the haunts." That's the best.
That belongs on a T-shirt.
It does. It might be on the T-shirt actually. I told you there's a T-shirt, didn't I?
Yeah, you told me there's a T-shirt.
Okay, I told them we need one. So, but yeah, Saturday night we'll be running that investigation. Cambrie House is always a good time. Always, always. And with that much energy going on and that much build up and excitement that's been going on throughout the day, I can't imagine what the energy is going to be Saturday night.
Oh, it'll be fun.
It's going to be good. So yeah, check it out. If you guys have any questions about it, be sure to reach out to us. We'll tell you what we know. Tickets are available for all sorts of different portions of this. You can come to just the film festival. You can come to just the investigation. But honestly, guys, it's extremely reasonable.
And I want to say they have a
days.
ticket sale option where like you can actually spend a night in the Cambrie house because they've got. I mean, obviously Cambrie's got a couple beds to it, so actually being able to go be spooked for.
When you blow the candle out, it's giving me a headache.
Oh yeah.
Sorry.
You can go be spooked for the day and then, stay
You can
in the
actually
spooky
stay.
place.
Yeah. Now, one thing I do want to mention for anybody who would be thinking about coming down this weekend, depending on where you are coming from, the bridge between Fort Madison and Niota, what's the town right across?
Nyota. So yeah, going basically the most direct route, the Fort Madison to basically Cambrie House.
Yeah.
That bridge is closed, everybody. So if you're going to be doing that, you're going to come from southern Iowa or just a bit north. It adds, I want to say, if you're just going like direct commute, adds what, a half hour to the trip, 45 minutes?
I think it's all going to depend on where you're coming from. But
so for our friends over in the east, that's good news for you because you don't have to cross that bridge.
Yeah, but just did want to mention that for anybody who's planning on coming down, either allow yourself more time to get around it, make plans of how to not have to cross that bridge because it is not have to cross that bridge. It is in fact closed. So, although I did ask Rebecca and she thought they're saying that it's supposed to be open mid-October, so
awesome.
Should be open
so
here.
So just in time to be inconvenient for this one,
yeah.
But not Halloween.
Right, and that's what I told Shay we'd probably be talking about, so that's what's in the title, is we'll just talk about some of our upcoming events that we have going on.
Oh, very cool. I guess I didn't even pay attention
Good
to the name
segue
of the...
right into that, babe. It's like you're psychic.
Or something like that.
Hi, Mama.
So,
I don't know for sure if they're going to be showing movies in the barn. I suppose that might be a possibility.
I know they've got two different film screen places in mind, but where those are specifically, I wouldn't know. Honestly, the barn is a good one.
Yeah, the barn would be not bad if you even throw up something, just a sheet or something.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I thought I'd heard them say that they'd be doing the short films in the house and the feature films in a tent out back, maybe. Okay. I don't know. Like I said, guys, we've talked with them quite often about this and gotten some of the details. But as far as the nitty gritty details of stuff like that, that is stuff that they're planning. So. But it'll all come together, and yeah, they'll definitely be showing stuff throughout the weekend. So, just to give a shout out to some of the people who are going to be there, though. And I am probably not going to hit everybody, but I did want to mention some. Like Chris said, we do have the Addams family who will be there. They are not the Addams family that everybody thinks of. They are an award-winning horror filmmaker family, which is kind of cool. So they're going to be involved in this. We do have a Philadelphia-based team, Blackbeak Paranormal. They'll be joining us again virtually, I believe. And then the UK team is Spirit Vision. So just to give a shout out to some of the other groups that are going to be involved in this.
Spirit Vision Paranormal, yeah.
Yeah, Spirit Vision Paranormal.
But definitely on Instagram. I'm following them on Instagram. They're fun.
Yeah. From what we've interacted with them, good people. So definitely follow up with them. All right.
So yeah, that transitioned nicely into the fact that on Halloween, All Hallows Eve, Samhain if you're pagan.
Sam. My brain went to Sam Hune, and I'm like, how is he pagan? And I'm like, never mind.
Scottish.
He's Scottish, I tell you. Scottish. I was going to start my Spotify and play some spooky Halloween music.
But royalties are a beesh.
Yeah, I didn't think about that aspect either. But I was afraid it was going to start Disney anyways.
Which royalties are a beach, and Disney's got nothing but bloodlust.
Bloodlust.
So yeah, I guess that we're hopping ahead a couple weekends, but yeah, on a Halloween weekend, we will be doing back-to-back investigations with our homegirls Cynthia from Raven Rose, Rebecca. I want to say Mr. Chadwick.
I would think Chad would
be there as well. I can't imagine Cambrie without Chad. Anyways, we're doing back-to-back investigations at the Cambrie House and Farm in the Kingsley Inn in Fort Madison, which, if you guys haven't been, it's a very, very cool place. So, it's, how old is it?
Oh,
it's on the older side. I won't.
Was it built in the 1800s? I don't remember.
I'm not sure it was quite 1800s, but just a super cool. Right on the Mississippi, and we'll be able to investigate both those places. Actually, so this was kind of a fun tie-in. Back when the hotel was like kind of first construction and the tavern was attached, there was an underground tunnel that went to the beer distributors right next door, which happened to be the Lemp Brewers, which is like the Lemp family, which we investigated Lemp Mansion earlier this year.
Lemp Mansion's a blast.
Oh, Lemp Mansion was so cool.
We got to do that again. We got people who'd like to go back there with us too. So
yeah, fun stuff like that. Cambrie, which I feel like we've talked a lot about in this episode already. But
the Cambrie House and Farm Halloween Extravaganza, in conjunction with the Kingsley Inn and Guest Travelers Moon Paranormal, Cambrie House is hosting a Halloween Extravaganza. We have put together an incredible weekend that is going to be amazing, and there are options for everyone. Meet and greet Friday evening at 5 p.m. with Traveler's Moon and Raven Rose Paranormal, and then we investigate the Cambrie House. Saturday will be tarot readings from 11 to 3 at the Kingsley Inn, walk-in only, so be sure to get there early. Saturday evening, we are meeting at the Kingsley for dinner, and then finally an investigation at the Kingsley. Tickets are available for part or all. Plus, book your stay at the Kingsley Inn by calling for our special rates and be in on all the weekend activities. You want to be there.
Trust me, this is an event you do not want to miss. Tickets available on Eventbrite. See less.
And note. Tickets are $30 to $50 just for anybody who's interested. Again, there is a Facebook event out there.
Ghost hunting readings. I might even do readings if Kelly lets me get day drunk on Saturday.
We have to function Saturday night.
I can sober up before then.
Because there's an investigation we're helping lead.
Damn. Fine.
Drunk Chris leading an investigation in a great big hotel probably is not all good.
It'd be fantastic. We find all the fun stuff.
We'll find all the fun stuff.
I've been down in the tunnel. I guarantee I'd have a tetanus shot. By the end of the night, I would have a tetanus shot.
Or a flesh-eating bacteria because it's full of water.
I'll be fine.
Okay.
I'll be fine.
You gonna take your Speedo?
Yeah. I think we just lost whoever might be going.
Or we
at the idea that
people.
Yeah, I'll wear a Speedo in some stagnant tunnel water.
And all of a sudden, the event sells out. Oh, it'll be a good time. Yeah. Kingsley's beautiful. It's such a beautiful hotel.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'll have to... we've been trying to be a little more active on social media in recent weeks, so that's what those photo albums and stuff have been, is just trying to get content out there. So maybe after this, post a picture
and by we, he means Kingsley. Him. Yeah, by we mean him, because I don't do the photos like that beautiness. That's all Chris.
I do have a really pretty one at Kingsley. Might get that posted or something after this, because
we have so many pictures we need to be sharing. But we are getting more active, not just with our posting. We've got a lot of stuff coming up.
We do have a lot of stuff coming up. So aside from that, we on the 22nd to 23rd, No, just 23rd.
Well,
Yes, just on the 23rd, we'll be at a Bango's Haunted Crib.
Bango Haunted Crib, guys. It is in Shaler, Iowa.
If you don't know where that is, it's totally fine. Most people don't unless you're a fan of popcorn.
Because it used to be.
They have annual popcorn days.
Oh, I didn't know they had really? I did not know that part. I do know that the building that we're going to be in is an old popcorn factory, which is just kind of cool in and of itself.
And it's funky because it's like a haunted location that's actually
a haunted attraction.
Like the October people jump out and scary, and it's weird you wouldn't think of that as a place for like our kind of spooky shit.
But think how cool that has to be, because you go in and you set up this haunted attraction and your goal is to scare the shit out of everybody who walks through there. And what ends up happening is the workers end up getting their pants scared off of them, you know?
And it's just the weirdest thing. So I would say Raven Rose got it. That's in there early. Heartburn there. I wolfed down some Indian food prior to this podcast. Probably not the best life choice. Raven Rose got us in there early 2019, and the place is just so cool. You have all of the external things that already make a haunted house, frightening. You have the claustrophobia and the creepy faces around corners. And the little things
hanging from the ceiling that just string over your face. And
for those of you that remember the tube room. And we're going to be starting something. You were there for the tube room. That was, Things happened in the tube room.
What I remember about the tube room is people walking along in this thump. And they're like, oh, God, guys, don't forget there's a wall. Oh, okay, thump. And it's like, come on, guys. There's a wall here.
But yeah, it's just, so, like, you have all of that, but you also have, this just absolutely desolate, left alone fourth floor where it was a place kind of, a little territorial, but, just a lot of funky stories. So, like, employees have been, hiding behind a corner waiting to jump out at people and, like, felt people behind them. I remember being told a story where at one point people would wait inside to go through the haunted attraction, and they're like, oh my gosh, that was so cool. I love the effect of the little girl you had running around in the waiting room. And they're like, we don't hire children.
Mm-hmm.
Just fun, creepy stuff like that.
Yeah. It's a good place. So that is October 23rd.
It is.
So we'll be up at Bango Haunted. Bango. So yeah, come on out, visit everybody who will be there, walk through that haunted house, guys. It is absolutely worth it. Chris may be not the biggest fan of actual haunted attractions, but I am. It's a good one, guys. It is most definitely a good one. So, we would think heading into November that our schedule would start slowing down.
No, we're still chilling around that like every other weekend kind of trend.
That's slowing down for us.
That is slowing down
to be every other weekend. But, yeah, so the weekend after that first weekend in November.
Don't drink the water. We're going to Flint, Michigan.
We have to take some bottled water with us. It'll be fine.
So yeah, we were earlier this year in Duluth, Minnesota, where one of the bartenders let me know they have some of the cleanest drinking water in the United States, some of the best, the most pure. Now we're heading to Flint, Michigan for the Mid-Michigan Paracon, which I'm very excited about because it's my first year at this event.
And this is my first year going to this event too, but I've actually met the organizers who are in charge of this event. They're just really good people. And I've heard about this event for a few years now from Mr. Daniel Class. He's been telling me I should get my butt out there, and we finally took him up.
We're finally getting our butts out there.
It takes time. We got to work up to these things, but yeah, I'm excited about that. That last Michigan, we went to the MI Paracon. That was at the end of August, I think it was.
Oh,
I think it was end of August.
Beginning of August.
I don't remember when it was. But there's a Michigan Paracon that's up in Sault Ste. Marie, too. And that's just an amazing event up there. I've been up to that one a couple times, so I'm excited. If this is anywhere near what that one is, it's going to be a good time. Good time. Not to be outdone by 2 weeks after that, though.
Oh my gosh, 2 weeks after that, we're heading down to the Quad Cities,
Woo, woo.
where we'll be doing one of Kelly and Mama Pat's expos. And is that potentially? Oh God, we're going into December, dude.
Oh yeah, we're not done yet.
So yeah, the Quad Cities Psychic and Paranormal Expo, always good time. Vendors, readers. If you like pretty shit, they've got crystals and stuff. Who knows? You might be seeing a lot more Traveler's Moon, maybe not merchandise, but material, retail sorts of things. We've both been kind of buckling down on our creative sides. Kelly's pouring some resins. I'm still playing with dead animal skin.
Making little leather rabbit poops.
Little leather rabbit poops. That's the theme of the house when Chris gets all punchy with the hole punch.
Yeah, makes little leather rabbit poops.
It does. It looks like little leather rabbit poops.
But yeah, we've got the Quad Cities Psychic and Paranormal Expo on November 20th and 21st. That is at the River Center in Davenport, Iowa. Saturday 10 to 6, Sunday 10 to 5. It is $5 admission, guys. $5 gets you in all day long. And you get to get in there and walk around and see all the vendors. And we have free presentations throughout the weekend. It's with your $5 admission, but you can go to the presentations then for no additional charge. But yeah, like Chris said, psychics, mediums, healers, rocks, gems, crystals, tarot cards, haunted locations, paranormal teams, Mr. Daniel Class, just you name it, it'll probably be there. So I'm excited. Quad Cities is always such a good place, good energy. Good energy.
See, and we're flipping through to December now, and at this point, I feel overwhelmed. We've been going nonstop since April.
Liar.
So yeah, after that, and this isn't a public event type thing, but it's I guess potential for you to see some Traveler's Moon content, potentially in the form of a live stream, or if not like photo album, fun stuff. Either way, we're getting finally after a year and a half of
being asked and never being able to make it, never being available.
We're heading up to the Cedar Falls Women's Club. Thank you, April. Jinx, you owe me some Coke.
Oh, it's like we think together.
So yeah, we'll go up and finally get to investigate this up-and-coming location.
Some really good things about this location, though. Like, not only is it a beautiful location, it sounds like it's just gorgeous, but just some pretty interesting interactions. So I'm excited to get in there and feel it out and see what's there and what's going on. It's gonna be fun.
And the weekend after, we have a big old question mark.
Yeah. So here's where we go back to we need a rich sponsor.
So
we have been asked over and over and over to come out to the Las Vegas Para-Unity Expo in, obviously, Las Vegas. Woo!
So if someone can send us a check for just a couple $1,000.
Even $1,000.
Even $1,000 would go a long way.
We could make that work.
Kelly's weird ass could take it into the casino, turned it into $10,000.
It's not a given. It's just, it happens. Do we need to tell them? No. We don't need to tell them.
So, we go up to Sault Ste. Marie.
I thought we were.
And we show up, I think it was Thursday night, before most anybody's there. And historically, Chris isn't a big casino guy, not a big gambler. I'm aware of my very addictive personality, so I naturally shy away. Also, I'm not particularly good at these sorts of things. I'm bad. It's bad. Like, I just lose money. So we're walking around the hotel casino, just seeing if,
We thought we'd take a stroll through, see if we saw anybody we knew before we went to bed.
Didn't see anybody. So we end up in the casino, and Kelly's like, here's $20, go have fun. And I'm taking this as a personal challenge to see how fast I can lose $20 without making a single $20 bet.
Which is kind of mind-boggling how quickly he can do it, just for the record.
Anyways, I lose my $20. It's been maybe 5 minutes. I shit you not, maybe 5 minutes. I think I've got like a stub in my hand for $6 left. And this bitch...
He loves me.
Has this just enamored look on her face, and she's staring up at the machine, and she sees me, and she's smiling big. 5 spins, and she basically paid for the week-long trip we've been on.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It was 5 spins in, and I hit a jackpot. So, now don't get me wrong. It wasn't like a retirement jackpot by any means, but it did pay for the trip, which was helpful.
Oh, insanely helpful.
That was a pricey trip, too.
Because we had gone from Gettysburg the week before.
Gettysburg, Trans-Allegheny, Ohio State Reformatory, Michigan. It was an amazing trip. So much fun.
Going to Las Vegas. A terrifying concept for me personally, because I feel like that is a town that will do nothing but bring out the worst.
I'll keep them on a leash.
In me.
It's all good.
But I'm also excited at the concept. So, like, I know technically not like a book, but one of my favorite like writing pieces was Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. So I want to go out and want to see it, because weirdly enough, out of all the places I've ever been, Las Vegas is not one of them.
And I've been there once. It's.
I fear for my salvation.
Avoid. I mean, you don't have to gamble, and you don't have to get drunk off your ass. Just sitting there and watching people is
no, but in cities like that, I have to be a part of it. I have to be part of that like swirling torrent of obscenity. And
but you really don't.
No, you don't think I have to,
because there's a part of it that I can say without question that we're not going to get to be a part of, because they have trucks that drive by offering hookers.
Okay, that one makes sense.
Yeah. Drive-by hookers, there's so much wrong with that.
It's like a hooker food truck.
Kind of.
We're back to the hookers again.
It is a weird place. But so we've had so many people ask us to come out to Vegas. We would really, really like to. We're just looking at money aspect of it. It's not a cheap trip, but we haven't decided.
So if anybody wants to send an anonymous check to the following address.
You hit us up and let us know. So I don't know that we want to keep going through like everything we have coming up. Do we want to talk about some of the events that we're planning for next year?
I like it, because we have. So there's some things that are locked in. There's some things that are more conceptualized,
and there's a few things that we can't quite talk about yet.
Yes.
We can talk about some things, but we can't talk about everything. So.
She's circling a part on her calendar, and she is definitely not specifying whether it's a do or do not talk about. Okay, I get it. She's still trying to write, and I'm just giving her.
So one of the things that we wanted to focus on this coming year, we as Travelers Moon, first off, we want to. I know we're not at the end of the year, but I'm going to go ahead and take a second just to say a huge, huge thank you to everybody who has supported us so far throughout this year. We have had some amazing opportunities, and we have had so many different investigations and so many different events that we've been a part of, and people getting in touch with us, and the support has been amazing and tremendous, and we are so ridiculously grateful for that. So just wanted to take a second to say thank you to everybody who has followed us, supported us, guided us, mentored us, any aspect. We appreciate you. But in that same line, we want to make sure that we're earning that. And so we are making a very focused effort going into 2022 to make sure that we're giving back just as much as we're giving. We're giving back as much as we're receiving.
As we have received.
Let's say it that way. If not more, because we want to show everybody that we love you guys. So we're focusing on several different aspects going into 2022. We want to make sure that we get some more investigations under our belt, where it's not necessarily a group event. We want to go in and do actual investigations, Chris and I, so we can give you that content, give you things to help us review, to say, hey, what do you guys think of this? What do you think you got out of this? What do you hear is this in this EVP? What do you see in this video segment? And just really help provide some what's the word I'm looking for?
Content.
Some
stuff.
some stuff. We got to give back. But in the same aspect of giving back, we are huge supporters of giving people opportunities to get in and do this investigating like we're doing as well. And we know personally that this is not a cheap hobby. So it's hard.
Hobby's never been the word.
For some people, it's a hobby.
Yeah.
I mean,
To each their own, I suppose.
For some, it's a hobby.
Anyways,
we know that it's expensive to get into some of these locations, and maybe you don't have 10, 15 people that you can go with. So we're looking at different locations throughout the year where we can host events and give everybody an opportunity to come in for hopefully a reasonable amount of money, where you guys don't have to foot the entire $1,500 bill or find 15 people to go with you or whatever the case may be. So some of these locations are going to be closer to home.
Yeah.
But we are looking at several locations across the country.
We are.
As well. So, guys, things are happening. We're having a good time with this.
It's popping.
It's popping.
It's popping.
It's popping.
I think that's what the kids these days say. I'm not too freaky fresh with the hippity hop.
All right. Well, let's talk about one event first off that we're going to get that we're somewhat involved in, and I will say somewhat involved in. We were very honored to be asked to come to Malvern Manor on April 9th and just be a part of the event that's going to be going on out there. And that event is being hosted by Chris Case. And he's got some pretty cool people coming in for that event. So he has Mr. Chad Lindbergh, who, anybody who's a Supernatural fan, Chad Lindbergh, Fast and Furious. I can't even tell you everything that Chad's been in, but he's got a lot of stuff under his belt. And then, of course, I believe Johnny Hauser is part of that event as well, right? And then the one and only Mr. Dustin Berry is going to be out there. So we're excited. I'm very honored to ask to come out and be a part of that. So that's one of them. I believe there might still be tickets available for that event. Now that I'm saying that, I'm thinking I better go and check. I don't even know how to find it.
We're going to have a lot of dead air time while she's looking.
Well, you guys go right ahead and keep on talking, because I don't think I have everything written in the calendar.
Everything's not written in the calendar. How am I supposed to keep on talking if I don't have anything to work with?
Well, because I
So,
slacked.
we're looking at certain locations. And I'm going to ramble a list.
You just ramble on off.
And this list I'm rambling, some of these places are locked in. Some of these places are not locked in, and they're just kind of ideas in our head. So we like the idea of keeping things kind of local, doing like a Malvern event, an Edinburgh event. We're kind of looking towards more like maybe the Alton, St. Louis area, heading down to the Mineral Springs Hotel.
Absolutely.
We're looking New York.
Now, some of these, we need to tell them which ones are locked in. So Mineral Springs, that one's going to happen. We just don't know the date yet. But that one we know for sure is going to happen. We just got to get it organized with the owners. And we'll see what becomes of that event. Kelly and Chris' wheels are spinning. Let's just put it that way for that Mineral Springs event.
Yeah, at some point next year, we're going to be jetting on out to New York. We're being chilling with Mr. Dan Class. There'll be a haunted Hinsdale House
that's going to be
event
September
next year.
October 1st is actually the event.
So right around a year from today, we're going to be in New York.
Yeah.
We'll be doing the Hinsdale House, and then we'll actually also be doing Wildwood Sanatorium in the course of that same weekend.
So Wildwood's not going to be a public event.
No, but you could follow us along in other senses.
Definitely get a chance to, yeah. So like I said, we want to make sure to get out there and get some content too. So we've arranged to be able to investigate both Hinsdale and Wildwood individually, but then we'll be hosting that event at Hinsdale on October 1st. So, and I do believe that Mr. Daniel Class is planning on joining us for that.
It's
so
fucking better.
I know, right? If he wasn't I'd have to get all sorts of upset with him. I can't find the event at Malvern, but if I find a link, guys, we'll share it again.
Yeah, a little bit all over the place. We're even looking as far west as Colorado.
That one I am super excited. Can we talk about that, or is it just...
I mean, we can go into details about the location we're looking at.
Okay.
So yeah, we are looking into the Colorado Prison Museum. It's out in Canyon City, Colorado. If you're looking at a map, it's kind of... It's south of Colorado Springs. It's like kind of before you hit the mountains, Colorado. But basically, this was an old, I want to say it was a women's penitentiary that they converted to a museum. It shares a border wall with the currently running maximum security prison. Like the last time I was there was a riot going on. It's a very cool location, and it is just chock full of potential trigger objects. So you have there's a lethal injection table. There's a gas chamber. There's the noose used in the last legal hanging in the state of Colorado. They have confiscated so many shivs, shanks, and other nasty means that inmates would use to hurt and or kill each other. Just chilling behind glass, like almost as soon as you walk in the door. So yeah, got our eyes on that as well. They do have like a public investigation rate, so a setting up event would be probably pretty easy with them. We're kind of looking at that.
And it's a weird thing because you're saying like the prison is right next door, and you would think, I don't know, I don't even know how to explain it, but when we went to the Ohio State Reformatory, it's not literally attached by a wall, but there's an area, there's one side of the building that I saw a sign on the window that said absolutely no pictures out of this window. And I couldn't figure out why. I went over and I'm like, well, why can't we take pictures out this window? And you go over there and it's because it overlooks the yard of the prison next door. And even not being directly attached to it, that adds a special little...
And it's not like you're like directly attached, but there's like a maybe 20-yard between the wall of the prison museum and like the freakishly tall limestone wall of the prison.
But it's weird how that adds that extra little aspect of fear into there, because it's like, you know that it's a maximum security prison. They shouldn't be getting out of there. But it's like, you can look out the window and you don't know if the person that you're looking at is somebody who just stole a car or somebody who slaughtered a family. It's a creep factor. So I can't wait to get back to Ohio and do an actual investigation there and see. Man, I need to get in there for an actual investigation. Guys, like we said, we are looking at...
We're looking for sponsors.
That too. That's not where I was going. We are looking for sponsors as well. And I don't know, we've thrown around the idea of a Patreon page, but we want to make sure, again, if we'd set something like that up, that we're giving back for it. So we have to make a plan before we did that. But, some of these bigger locations like Ohio State Reformatory, Missouri State Penn, Trans-Allegheny, these are some of the locations that we're looking at arranging some events and getting an opportunity for everybody to get into it. So, as you guys are listening to these podcasts, whether you're listening to it live or you're listening to this on a playback, be sure to go out and give Traveler's Moon a like on social media so you can be kept up to date when these events do get announced, because I'm pretty sure offering up those opportunities for as reasonably priced as possible, they're going to fill up pretty quick. And we're not going to be able to take that bigger groups because we want to make sure people have a good experience. So, be sure to follow us and not miss out on these opportunities as they come up. One of the other ones that we'll talk about just real quick, because I know we are pushing up on 9 o'clock here. I'm pretty excited about this. We have locked in our location for next year's World's Largest Ghost Hunt Day.
We do. And this is exceptionally exciting for me because ideally by this point my book on the subject will be published. It'll be
Shameless plug.
It'll be a thing. It'll be out there. We've locked in the Edinburgh Manor.
Edinburgh.
And nobody outside of like
Cedar
Rapids, like moviegoers.
Is Warenberg not a thing outside of Cedar Rapids?
I don't know.
Is that a chain?
I want to say like Marcus Theaters is like a small chain for here in Iowa, but I'm assuming that like somebody listening out in California would know what I mean when I say Warrenburg.
Okay, if there is anybody listening to this anywhere down the road who is not from Cedar Rapids, if you have ever heard that before, shoot us a message and tell us where you've heard it, because we need to know now if this is like a chain thing or if it's just a Cedar Rapids thing. Sorry, that's a weird squirrel.
It's a weird request, but
I want to know.
I'm curious.
Anyways, we're not going to
it's one of those things we could probably Google, but yeah, we're hitting up Edinburgh Manor for the night. Yeah, very, very excited for everything 2022 has to offer. So, did you have anything else you want to throw in before I knock this sign off out of the freaking park?
That obviously is not everything that we're going to have going on. We've got, Mama Pat and I are going to have 4 to 5 expos again next year. We've got all sorts of events like SilCon and the MI Paracon again, and the Minnesota Para-Unity Expo, and hopefully the New Jersey Para-Unity Expo, because that would be a good one to go out to. So, we're going to have a bunch of different stuff that we're doing in there, but those are some of the ones we're throwing around or that we maybe have locked in. But guys, be watching, because there's things that are in the work that I can't announce yet until we get details figured out to make sure they're going to be a go. But
way to be cryptid as hell.
If we can get some going, it's going to be
cryptic as hell.
Cool.
Cryptid is our last guest, Nash Huber.
So cool. Okay.
And you get some squatching into 2022.
Ooh, yes, that's one of the things we've talked about doing too. We've got to set up a weekend with Nash. I think he's itching. Nash Hoover, guys. If you guys haven't listened to the couple episodes out there with Nash on the cryptids, go back, find those episodes. He's a fascinating guy. Stopped out at the AIM Psychic and Paranormal Expo a couple weekends ago.
He gave us a picture, but we never got a picture with him.
No, he messaged me. He's like, we never got a picture. Oh, I guess it was our group chat. But yeah, he's going to take us squatching. We're going to take him ghost hunting.
It's going to be fun.
It's going to be fun. All right, guys. We're
past the time.
Off for an hour.
We're past time, so here we go. Like Darren says, remember to like and share, everybody. And
don't forget about the Haunted Horror Film Festival
this freaking weekend.
Investigation this coming weekend. We need to start with what we were supposed to be promoting this show. Cambrie House and Farms. Go out and find it on Facebook. If you cannot find it, ping us. We will send you a link to the information. But guys, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 3 days full of stuff going on. You don't want to miss it. We would love to see you. So be sure to swing on out and hang out with us. It'll be a good time. All right, now you can go.
So thank you, everybody, for tuning into the Traveler's Moon podcast. As always, I am your host, Chris Nielsen.
And I'm Kelly McCarville.
And again, thank you for tuning in. And if you're listening to the live show, we absolutely love you. We appreciate you participating in chat. Be sure to like and share if you are listening to outside of the live show. We still love you, but we're very curious as to what you could possibly be doing every other Wednesday night that's more important than this.
Really? No.
And if you are listening to that, be sure to check out the live show, but also be absolutely sure to give us a 5-star review. Leave a little a comment there. It helps the podcast out a lot when you do stuff like that for us.
One extra little thing I want to mention. I do believe Shay's Paranormal Chat is going to be starting back up on Fridays. I don't know the exact date, but that should be coming here in the near future. So if you guys are looking for another awesome podcast to listen into, not only everything that's out there on Paranormal Buzz Radio, but Fridays Shay's Paranormal Chat is another one that I co-host with, of course, the wonderful Shay. So be sure to check that out too. Sorry, I interrupted.
Stole my thunder. And you can find us anywhere on social media at Traveler's Moon. Have a good night, you sexy beaches.
Love you guys.